Hello everybody, I thought I would just do a little quick video today to give you some heads up and reminders of some ideas of the graphing, some that we've been doing and some from way back when. First thing in these top three graphs, what we're going to do is I'm going to graph a couple of equations and have you take a look at the similarities and the differences. The first one is just y equals x plus 3. All right, most of you remember that it has a y-intercept of 3, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. But what I want to point out to you is the fact that the intercept here is over 3, starts on x at negative 3, and then it goes up, and in this case it goes through your y-intercept, so it's just a straight line. You're going to hear and see some things about degrees of polynomials, and this polynomial has a degree of 1, which means that it has the potential, because the degree of 1 comes from the exponent here, which means it has the potential to pass through and have one single root, which means it passes through the x-axis once. The second equation is going to be y equals x plus 3 squared. And if you did the homework for Monday, you'll notice that when you have the x plus 3 squared, again, the vertex of the parabola is over here at negative 3, and it comes down and hits and kind of bounces. That's the way I like to describe it anyways. It bounces off of the x-axis. Okay, x plus 3 squared. This equation, this graph has a degree of 2, which means it has the potential, I say, to come through the x-axis 2 times. In this case, it only does 1. Remember, if it dips below, if you have another option where it has 2 y-intercepts here, it could come down. That means it has 2. Or it could be a parabola that has its vertex up here, which in this case means it would have no real roots. Okay, so all of these are different parabolas. So this one here, y equals, looks like we got degree, let's see, x, what do we have here? Minus 2 squared minus 1. Okay, so again, it has 2, 1, or none. The last reminder is over here, it's going to be y equals x plus 3 cubed. Okay, and this is the graph that comes up from down below, passes through, and then continues on up like this. And again, x plus 3 means it crosses, has a x-intercept of at negative 3. It is degree 3, which means it has the potential to intersect the x-axis 3 times. Okay, now the second thing that I'd like to point out down here is, and I'll go over to the back side, when you're rough sketching, all right, your graphs, if I have the graph, if I say I want a rough sketch of y equals x plus 2 and x minus 3 squared, this means we're going to have one intercept at negative 2. It means it's going, this part means it's going to touch at plus 3, but it's going to bounce at plus 3. Okay, so we want to find, we're going to take 0, plug it in, and we find out that it's a plus value here. If we plug in 4, we get 6 and 1, and so that's a plus value here. And if we plug in negative 3, negative, and then a positive means it's a negative value here. So this graph is going to come up from below. It's going to pass up something like this. It's going to bounce then on the x-intercept here of positive 3. All right, so there, just a quick reminder of how to graph those. That's a lot of what we're doing here. And the last part we're going to look at is we're going to, given some information, we are going to write the equation. And the equation for these graphs, we're going to use the idea of our vertices, or our x-intercepts here. Okay, and we know that in this case, we're going to start out, we know we have y equals, A is our stretch factor. That's going to be something we're going to have to look at because we don't know if this graph's been stretched. Looks like it's been stretched because it has a y-intercept of negative 108. So all the way down here, it's all the way down at negative 108. So it's been stretched out quite a bit. So our first one here, we have x plus 4. And then because of the bounce here, we have x minus 3, and that is going to be squared. All right, so when we're asked to do these, you'll be asked to do these on your homework tonight. We're going to look for the a value so we can write the equation of this graph right here. So we have our x-intercepts, our roots, so to speak, and we have a point. So I'm going to find our a value. We're going to take our point, and then we're going to plug it in. We've got negative 108 equals a, 0 plus 4, 0 minus 3. That's going to be squared. So I have negative 108 equals a 4 times 9. So negative 108 equals 36a. Divide by 36, divide by 36. That means that our a value here is negative 3. So there's our stretch factor, negative 3. So our final equation of this particular polynomial will be y equals negative 3, x plus 4, x minus 3, and that is squared. Okay? I hope this helps you maybe in yesterday's homework if you didn't quite understand that, and I hope it helps you on today's homework because you will be finding some of these in the problems that were assigned to you today. Okay? Hope all is well, and we will talk to you soon.